Welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. And on this episode, I'm going to go on a little rant, maybe a big rant. But I'm here on the iPhone page because, as everybody knows, the next iPhone, the iPhone 7, is going to be coming out. And one of the rumors, or pretty much fact, is that the next iPhone is not going to have a headphone jack. Yeah, it's not going to have a headphone jack. So this isn't something that's surprising, as Apple usually takes a charge for, I guess, introducing quote unquote new features. In this case, giving you less for your money, taking away features so that you would have to buy additional accessories, which is pretty much what it's all about. It's not about how thin the phone is going to be, it's not about technological issues. It's because obviously they want to make more money. And Apple is not the only company who does this. A lot of people, a lot of tech companies, and I'm going to talk about the other ones, they definitely want the same thing. It's just that Apple is big enough to where they could start doing it first. And, let's look at quickly at the prices of these accessories. Just remember, the Apple iPhones and all their products, they use their own proprietary imports, so they don't use a standard micro USB port. But like I said, they're not the only ones who do that now. So, just look at the prices of these accessories. I mean, like their cheapest accessory is just $19, a Lightning to USB. But if you come down here, there's so many accessories and they're expensive. I mean, and when you have something like this Lightning to VGA adapter connected to this 30-pin adapter and this whole kit and so forth, you have something that looks like it's a mess, and I'll show you here. Just look at that. See, like you need a whole diagram just to figure out how all of these different adapters will work, just to get your device working the way you want it to. But like I said, Apple is not the only one who's guilty of this. Samsung, who definitely follows everything that Apple does, they do the same thing. Even some of their Galaxy phones, they have proprietary cables as well. And they are also getting into the game of giving you less features for the money. Now, the Samsung Galaxy S6, it is a great phone. It does have a lot of great features. I mean, usually they're still the top vendor Android-wise, or even if it's not Android, for giving you the most features that you can get packed in a phone. But one feature that was hugely missed on the Galaxy S6 is a micro SD card slot. And let's not go into the whole thing about it's all about the thinness and they don't have enough space. They have enough space to put in a SIM card tray. That SIM card tray could double up as a micro SD and SIM card tray. So it's not about that. It's about, selling more higher priced phones because, every time you go from 32 up to 64, you have to pay extra for that. And the same thing goes for the Nexus 6P. Google's own phone. Their Nexus phones have never had a micro SD card slot. But if you look on here, if you go from a 32 gig to their 64 gig, that's about $50 more. And that's not including tax. Most of these other vendors, such as the Apple phones, for you to go up to the next level, it's about $100 more. And nowadays, 32 gigs not enough, and even 64 gigs not enough, especially since most of our content now is in HD. And then when all these phones start by default recording in 4K, that space is going to run out really fast. About the only phone manufacturer right now, I guess for the high-end phones, I would consider this a high-end phone, is the Moto X Pure. It is still the only phone that gives you a whole bunch of features, including a micro SD card slot. LG still provides it as well, but they're becoming rarer and rarer. And that goes into the whole trend of giving you less for your money. Let's look at laptops, for example. If you remember a few years ago, Apple, no less, started eliminating their DVD CD-ROM drives from their laptops. At first, everybody was just like really not happy about that. But they pretty much set the trend, and basically now it's almost become a standard now for laptops. Right now, mostly the low end, but I could easily see this. We have some of the high end ones too, the ones that are very thin. They don't have a drive at all, but Chrome OS doesn't have a drive. A lot of their low end laptops, they don't have a drive at all. They come usually with a SD card slot. And so you're getting less for your money, and they're making technologies obsolete before they're ready to go obsolete. Which brings me back to the Apple iPhone. Why would you not include a headphone jack? There's still billions of people around the world who have these headphone accessories. And now, in order for you to use it, you're going to have to buy another unnamed accessory yet to make that work for something as simple as listening to your earphones. So, I understand that technology is moving forward, but let's really see it for what it is. Every single one of these companies that are doing this, it's all a money grab. I mean, let's go back to the whole space issue. What do these companies really want you to go towards? Not just buying their more expensive model, but they really want you to go towards buying their storage services. That's really what it is. So if you run out of space, they want everything on the quote unquote cloud. And every single one of these companies have cloud-based services. So it's not just the accessories and it's not just the phones, but it's the entire ecosystem, their services as well. And I understand this is a business. Make no mistake about it. All of these are businesses that have to make money to keep things running. But when you do things like take away a headphone jack, I mean, like something that is pretty much like standard, and the headphone jacks have been around forever. And granted, they're going to go away at some time, but there's still billions of people who use this on so many different types of devices. If this is true, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be, whenever the iPhone 7 comes out, it's going to be great for Apple, but bad for all the consumers. And then other companies like Samsung, Google, and everybody else is going to follow Apple's leads, and we're going to have to buy more adapters. So that is pretty much my little rant today. I'm not happy about this change, and I'm not happy about all these other companies doing a disservice to consumers. You're paying a lot of money for these electronics and these devices, and you're actually getting less for your money. And let's not even get me started on the whole software ecosystem thing. So that is pretty much it for this episode of geekoutdoors.com. If you like these videos, be sure to subscribe. And for full written episodes, audio episodes, and additional geek content, head over to geekoutdoors.com. And I will see you on the very next episode.